Zimbabwe's parliament on Tuesday changed the constitution to give back to President Robert Mugabe sole power to appoint the country's top 3 judges. The opposition immediately cried foul, saying the move could undermine the independence of the judiciary. Now, Zimbabwe voted for a new charter in 2013, which reduced the president's authority to name the chief justice, his deputy, and the judge president of the High Court. Under that provision, the Judicial Services Commission, a panel of mostly senior judges and lawyers, held interviews for each post. Mugabe would then pick final candidates from the names submitted by the commission. But on Tuesday, Mugabe's ruling ZANU-PF party used its 2/3 majority in parliament to ram through a bill to change the law, allowing Mugabe to solely appoint the senior judges. The amendment is the first change to the 2013 constitution. Now, for more on what the constitutional change means for the future of Zimbabwe, I'm joined by VOA Zimbabwe reporter Gibbs Dube. Gibbs, welcome to Africa 54.
Hi, Vincent. How are you?
I'm fine. Now, the question is, what was the rationale from the point of those who drafted this bill, behind that bill? What is the idea?
I think basically, Vincent, it's a question of people wanting power, As I see it, at the end of the day, the Judicial Service Commission was supposed to actually have a person, seconded to the president to say, okay, out of the 3 top names, you can select one person of your choice. And that person was Luke Malaba. That was done, right? But then in ZANU-PF, there's this friction that is there, in terms of who's going to succeed the president. We see that there's Vice President Emmerson Mnangagwa, and then there is the First Lady, Grace Mugabe, who actually is said to be leading another faction. So now they are trying to give power to maybe one of those guys that is going to be capable of being a president, and then we end up appointing his own people. So this is a power struggle. This
is what is behind all this.
Yes.
Now, Innocent Ganese, who's the chief whip of the opposition, said that this move takes the country back to the days of a president who was more like an imperial president. Question is, has anything actually changed since 2013 when the amendments happened to the Constitution? Has Mugabe had any less power anyway?
In terms of the Constitution itself, on paper, the president loses a lot of power. But then there are certain laws that have not been aligned with the new Constitution. So many of them. And these laws actually still make the president to actually retain a lot of power. So in essence, with the amendment that is going to take place, which means that they are going to give the president more power to actually appoint a chief justice, the deputy chief justice, and the judge president of the High Court. Meaning that the judge president of the High Court previously was appointed by the chief justice.
Yes.
So which means now all the power is amassed around him,
And now Vice President Emmerson Mnangagwa has said that, and not only now, but has even previously said that there are enough provisions within the Constitution to check the powers of the president, so there's no need to whine too much. Question is, has this ever been tested in Zimbabwe since actually that new constitutional provision of 2013?
Not at all. What we're saying is the opposite, actually. So you can actually test the strength of the president in any way. But at the end of the day, that paper called the Constitution is not applying as we speak right now. The 2013 document is just simply a document. So at the end of the day, the power resides in the president.
But well, the ZANU-PF very quickly has a majority in parliament.
Yes.
Does that tell us that ZANU-PF is more popular than the opposition anyway?
That's, by implication, yes, you can say that, because we cannot have any kind of these claims that maybe they are rigging and all those kind of things in terms of elections. It does not give you the right to say elections are always rigged. Maybe ZANU-PF somehow manages to campaign and get the votes, but at the end of the day, the opposition will always complain and say, no, the elections were rigged. Sometimes they talk about Nikuv.
Yeah.
Still remember the Israeli company.
Yeah.
All those kind of things. So, but now they've got the majority, meaning that if they take this kind of amendment to the Senate, it's going to be a walkover, literally. So which means the power now is with him.
So that the underbelly of democracy can bring you the undesired results. Anyway, thank you very much, Gibbs, for joining us today and giving us those insights. Yes. Well, Gibbs Dube is a VOA Zimbabwe reporter.